Imagine stepping into a teleporter, pressing a button, and instantly appearing on Mars. Your body is scanned, your exact molecular structure is recorded, and then, in a blink, you materialize in a location. Sounds like the ultimate convenience, a revolution in transportation. But there's a chilling question at the heart of this marvel. Are you still you? Or did the teleporter just destroy you and create a copy? This is the Teletransportation Paradox, a thought experiment that forces us to confront the nature of identity, consciousness, and what it truly means to be you. Chapter 1. How the teleporter works. To understand the paradox, let's break down the mechanics of a hypothetical teleport. In the most common sci-fi depiction, a teleporter works by scanning every atom of your body, creating a perfect digital blueprint of your physical form, disassembling your body of departure, reducing you to nothing, reconstructing an identical version of you at the destination using new particles in precisely the same way. From an outside perspective, nothing has changed. The new version of you has the same memories, personality, and physical body as the original. But here's the unsettling question. What happened to the consciousness of the original person? Chapter 2. Are you still you? Let's put this into perspective with an analogy. Imagine a book. You take a scanner, create an exact copy, and print it. The copy is identical in every way, down to the last letter. But is it still the same book? Now apply that logic to your mind and body. If a teleporter creates a flawless copy of you, does that mean your original consciousness continues? Or did the first version of you die when the teleporter disassembled you? Chapter 3. The Death and Replacement Theory. One perspective, often called the death and replacement theory, argues that teleportation is essentially a high-tech execution followed by the creation of a perfect replica. Your original self is obliterated, and that steps out of the teleporter is merely a convincing imitation, one that doesn't realize it was just born. Think about it this way. If the teleporter scanned you but didn't destroy your body, you would see a second version of yourself appear at the destination. Clearly, the two of you are separate individuals. If the original is destroyed, does that make the second version you, or just an incredibly convincing copy? Chapter 4. Continuity of consciousness. To challenge this view, some argue that consciousness is not tied to a specific physical form but rather to a continuous pattern of information. If teleportation perfectly preserves that pattern, then functionally, you are still. This perspective suggests that our sense of identity is an illusion sustained by memory and experience. If your mind remains intact and your body behaves exactly as before, does it matter if you were physically destroyed and rebuilt? Chapter 5. The Ship of Theseus and Identity. This paradox echoes the famous Ship of Theseus thought experiment. If you replace every plank of a wooden ship over time, is it still the same ship? Or becomes something else? Your body undergoes a similar process. Cells die and regenerate constantly, yet you still consider yourself the same person over the years. But if a teleporter instantly replaces every part of you, does that continuity break? Chapter 6. The Horror Scenario. Now, let's make this truly disturbing. What if the teleporter malfunctions and fails to destroy your original body? You step onto the pad, activate the machine, and suddenly, two versions of you exist. Which one? The real you? Who has the right to your life, your relationships, your identity? If one of you had to be eliminated, which one should it be? This situation exposes the eerie truth. The teleporter doesn't transport you. It creates another version that merely thinks it's you. Chapter 7. The Ethical Dilemmas. If teleportation ever became a reality, would you use it? Would it be ethical to knowingly kill a person and replace them with a copy? Should the teleported version of you have the same legal rights as the original? If your consciousness isn't continuous, Are you just a series of temporary identities? These questions blur the line between science fiction and profound existential inquiry. Chapter 8. The final. Have you already been teleported? What if teleportation already happens, just at a slower pace? Consider, your body is constantly changing. The cells you had 10 years ago are almost entirely gone. Every night when you sleep, your consciousness shuts down, and yet you wake up believing you are the person. So, are you truly the same you as yesterday? Or are you already an ongoing process of destruction and recreation, much like teleportation itself? Teletransportation Paradox forces us to rethink identity, consciousness, and the very fact of existence. Are you simply the sum of your memories and patterns? Or is there something more, something irreplaceable that is lost each time you step into the teleporter? Now, the question is, would you dare to use one? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And remember, some journeys may take you farther than you ever expected in more ways than one.